Hello everybody and welcome to the second edition of From TCC with Love. This is your fortnight pastoral update and my name is Mrs. Blandine Neves. First of all, I'd like you to know that all of the staff at Torpoint Community College really miss you. We miss seeing you, teaching you, seeing you in the corridor, in the dinner queue, finding out how your day was, your evening or your weekend. So it's very nice when we hear from you and when we get photographs of collages of how you've been getting on at home. It's very nice and makes us happy. So please keep the news coming so we know that you are well. And if you need any support, please remember to get in touch. There's lots of ways you can do that and I'll talk about it at the end of the recording. So in today's edition, I'd like to give you a little overview of what we'll cover. So first of all, we'll have community news and then we will launch the big 749 fundraiser, which is very exciting. I'll tell you all about it in a second. And then we'll talk about top kudos points for the students that have done extremely well with their effort and hard work and attainment during lockdown. I'll talk about some badges we'd like to award. The topic of the fortnight, which is happiness, and the challenges that Mrs. Howard set up, the Moments of Happiness Challenge. We also talk about celebration of a VE Day with some work Miss Lane has put together for us, and Thank a Teacher Award. So within our community news for this fortnight, first of all, we hope you were able to watch the little video we put for you last week in the background of a nice theme tune of Friends. All of the staff put together some footage and pictures just to entertain you and bring you a bit of happiness and joy. So we hope it made you smile. We certainly had fun making it and we hope you enjoyed it. Also, we'd like to mention James Foley in our community news. James has been doing a live DJ spot every Thursday at 8 o'clock. And I know the members of the community have really enjoyed it. So big thank you to James for doing that. That's fantastic. Thank you. And this is all in honour of the NHS. So well done. We have got music lessons available as well for the period of the lockdown. And our new music teacher, Mrs. Hamilton, has put the details on the website. So if you need to have a bit of direction as to how to find it, please email us and we will let you know where it is situated or we will send you a link. Also, Dr. Plum has released his head teacher update on the remote learning with some useful information for parents as well as students, mainly reiterating how what we're most concerned about is you being happy and having a good mental health and well-being, and the work comes second in terms of if it's stressing you out, you must get in touch with somebody so they can give you some support. Okay, don't let it make you unhappy or stressed in any way. And if it is, please do get in touch so we can help you. Also, talking about work, Friday's bank holiday, so it's absolutely vital you do not do any work on Friday and you have a 3-day weekend. Okay. Finally, if you've got any more news for the community you'd like to share with us in our next edition in the fortnight time, please do let us know and email it in to hlong@torpoint.cornwall.sch.uk. Thank you very much. Okay, next on my little agenda of what I'd like to speak to you is the 749 fundraiser, the challenge that we've got in mind for you. This is very exciting and we cannot wait to hear from you to see what you will come up with. The 749 fundraiser is based around the number 749, which interestingly, 7 squared makes 49 for those of you who have noticed. So it's quite interesting that is the case, but that's not the reason why we picked it. We picked it because we have got 749 staff and students in our college. That's why it's very important to us, this number. And we've decided to base the challenge around this number. Now, the idea, I'm going to show you the little slide next. The idea is that we would like you to do something around that number. Now, we've come up with a few ideas for you. First one, 749, keep your uppies with a toilet roll. Now, some of you are really good at football. Some of you think you're really good at football, but you can keep trying and maybe you can try with a toilet roll. And we would love to get the footage. So if you film yourself doing it, we'd like you to do 749 of them and then send it in. Or you may wish to decide to be silent for 749 minutes, and that might make some of your family very happy and relaxed. Okay, so that could be something you choose. Or you can walk around for 749 steps around the garden, around the lounge, around your bedroom. You can choose to complete 749 star jumps. That's something else you could decide to do. Or you can climb the stairs 749 times. Now, no matter which one you do decide to do, it is very important you check with your parents first so that they decide it's safe for you to do so, please. Okay. So in your homework this morning, your tutor would have set you some homework with a little link, and this link will let you access this little poster here, which reminds you of the detail of what we're planning to do with the challenge. So we would like to hear from you by Thursday the 7th of May at 8 o'clock, and I will show you in a second how you will do this. And we will share a Just Giving page for people to sponsor you. And if you can ask parents to perhaps donate £2 if they can afford to on the Just Giving page, that'd be fantastic, but only if they can afford to. And you have from the 7th to the 14th of May to complete your challenge. You have a whole week to complete the 749 challenge. And if you'd like to send us your evidence to 749challenge@torpoint.cornwall.sch.uk, that would be fantastic. And then we can put a little collage together of what you have all come up with. All of the money raised will be donated to the NHS and a local charity chat, okay? Community health around Tor Point. So very dear to us, as it is very, very local. Can't get much more local than that. And obviously the NHS for obvious reasons. You know, it'd be great to be able to give back to the NHS what they've given to us over the last few months and weeks. Okay, so when you click on the link, you will get to a form that looks a bit like this. So you need to enter your name and the name of your tutor group. And you then also need to select yes or no if you take part, and select which activity you may take part in. If you decide to design your own activity, there is also the opportunity for you to do that in this form here. Okay, so you just then need to enter what you will do, so you can let us know what you're going to be doing, and then you keep on clicking next. And when you keep on clicking next, at the end of the form you will get to this stage, and it's very important you click submit at the end of that form. If you don't click submit, we won't get to hear what your plans are, and we would love to hear your plans, so please make sure you click on submit. Thank you very much. Okay, next I would like to talk about the top kudos points. Now, we value everybody's effort, whether you listed on the next slides or no. We value everybody's effort in this work that you've been doing during lockdown, okay? But we'd like to recognise some of the students that have gone over and beyond what's been expected, and therefore I've accrued a lot of kudos points. So we've designed a little table there. So if students have got 20 kudos points, then we get a bronze badge allocated to them on Show My Homework, and it will appear on your app, on your phone. If they've achieved 40 or more, it'd be silver, 60 or more, it'd be gold, 100 or more, it'd be platinum, which we don't expect anybody at this stage to have achieved, because we haven't been in lockdown for a long enough time for you to be able to have achieved this much. So the names I'm going to share now are the names of students that have achieved the bronze. Okay, so Josiah, Hannah, Jack, Grace, Alice, Jacob, Jake and Seth. And for you to be able to identify yourself, I've put the tutor group and the house there next to it, so you can see if that is you. But like I said, you will see on your Show My Homework app, it will appear that you've got a badge, and I'll do that during the course of Monday. Okay, the other people with the bronze, with a big well done to these people: Bridget, Paige, Freddie, Aaron, James, Amy, Evie, Willow, Noah and Holly in those respective tutor groups. So again, well done to those people, that's excellent. And I'd like to say we've only had one person that managed to achieve more than 40, which is fantastic achievement, excellent achievement, which is why there's only one that's achieved it. And this person is Scarlett. Now, at the time of me checking, this was who had achieved it, okay? There may be more by now, but we'll celebrate that in 2 weeks' time. So do not worry. If you've achieved 40 now, but you've not been listed, you will get your badge in 2 weeks' time. So keep on working hard. But a big well done to Scarlett in FYADO3. You've managed to have achieved already those 2 badges, which is fantastic, and they will appear on your app. Okay, what I'd like to talk about next is happiness. We've touched on this quite a bit already, but I would like to make this the topic of this week. So I looked up the definition, just like Mr. Pease did 2 weeks ago, looked up the definition of happiness, and the definition actually says it's a state of being happy, which wasn't the most useful. So I then decided to look up the definition of happy, and it's a feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. Now, happiness is a state, not a trait, and that's important because it means, in other words, it isn't long-lasting, and it's not a permanent feature or personality trait, but more of a fleeting, changeable state. And happiness comes when you feel satisfied and fulfilled. So you cannot be happy all the time, is what it implies, but it comes and goes. And actually, a lot of the way you behave will actually bring about change, and it means that it may be that you can make yourself happy when you're not particularly happy on that day. There are things you can do to make you happy. And some of the things you can do during lockdown, I've tried to come up with some examples there. You may be able to complete a little act of kindness for someone else in the family, because it will bring them happiness, which in turn will make you happy to see them smiling. It's also important you enjoy what you have and you don't wish for the things you haven't got at this moment in time, especially as things are limited as to what you can do during lockdown. So it's important you enjoy the little things you have. Also, contact a family friend or member of a community who might feel lonely. That will give them happiness, which in turn will make you happy too, because it is contagious. Adjust your routines also, so that you manage to do during the day things that make you happy, and not just focus on the things that might be, chores or work. So make sure you put in between some little routines that make you happy. Okay, along with this, very important, if you have a chance to have a look at the fortnightly challenge for moments of happiness. Mrs. Howard has put this together, and the ones for this week are the following. So, for instance, make a list of the things you wish to do during this next year. Play charades at home, eat healthy, use a relaxation app, teach somebody else a dance routine perhaps. Now, that's quite an interesting one, a dance routine, because there's a lot going on TikTok at the moment. So if you'd like to have a go at teaching somebody else a TikTok routine, that might be quite good fun. Cooking tea, for instance, is another good one, makes other people happy. Exercising, reading a book or listening to a book, as well as joining in with some of the exercises that you can access online. Now, this is mine from a couple of weeks ago with my wife and my daughter, having lots of fun in the sun at the time. And I know it's not so sunny at the moment, but I'm sure it'll come back and we can make the best of the rainfall now. But having some frappes outside with some ice cream, playing on the slide or watching my daughter play on the slide, making cakes, eating chocolate and messing around with filters. So really, really good fun, as well as learning a bit of alphabet as well with my little 2-year-old daughter. So lots of good fun. So please send us in what you've been up to. Okay, next I'd like to talk about VE Day. Now, VE Day takes place on the 8th of May, which is bank holiday, which is great because it means we'll be able to celebrate, but in a slightly different way this year. Now, what will happen on that day? We have at 11 o'clock the 2-minute silence, at 3 o'clock the toast, where all of us would like to be able to say at the same time to those who gave so much, we thank you for all of these people that gave up their lives to be able to save our country as such. And at 9 o'clock, the Queen will address the nation, delivering a special message from the castle. So it would be good for you to listen to this, because this is a moment in history. In terms of celebrating, it would be very good that you stay safe at home for your street party. Maybe have a picnic with the neighbours whilst observing the social distancing rules and staying at least 2 metres apart. Decorating in red, white and blue may also be a really good idea, so that it brings about this feeling of having done so well back in 1945 and moving on and finishing the war. So it would be a nice feeling to see all of the houses and a nice atmosphere in all the streets around you. Okay, finally, where we can support you and how we can support you. You're fully aware of all of the emails that we have in place for you to be able to access support. So please remember to use them. We are here for you anytime you need us, okay? So it's a hlore@torpoint.cornwall.sch.uk, Mrs. Lear with lear.b@torpoint.cornwall.sch.uk, but also the worries and the inquiries email. Don't forget your tutor are always ready to help you as well anytime you need any help. So please email them, get in touch with them, I'd be more than happy to support you. Finally, a little bit of news came through as well through the schools this week. You're able to thank a teacher if you'd like to, and that's easily done through this link on this recording. A teacher that maybe has spent extra time for you before lockdown or during lockdown in supporting you through difficult times. If you'd like to make them happy, which is the theme of this week, then that's one way to do it. Okay. Finally, this is a little picture of my daughter here, which I really like, because pretty much every day, in fact every single day, every hour of every day, she has this big smile on her face, and it does show you that actually looking at somebody that's happy brings about happiness. And if you can be that person for somebody else in your house, that would be fantastic. So be so happy that when others look at you, they would be happy too, and that could be you. Now, thank you very much, everybody, and I look forward to hear all of your emails and updates on what you would be doing for our challenge. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.